my next recollection is flying through the air and hitting the road, and then I went blank, and I woke up in the ambulance going off to hospital.
Unfortunately, about 90% of the cases I have to attend, the horse has to be destroyed.
We don't particularly like riding on the roads, but we have no option.
And there'll be a few other changes, but you'd be surprised how well the computer bank blends in with the fruitwood panelling in the ballroom. It's all right, I'm only joking.
Really? A horse.
What?
A horse, slow down. Slower, snail's pace. We're in the country now. We don't roar past horses at 90 miles an hour here, honking our Colonel Bogey hooters.
Morning.
How are you?
Thank you.
Good. What a wettish day.
Yeah. Well, this is your horse, Chico.
Chico? Well, I hope Chico's nice and docile. What about your horse?
She's called Bianca.
Bianca? Oh, I know a lady called Bianca. Very nice. Well, well. Now, what are we going to do?
We're going to have to pack up.
Right, now this is the preparation. Now, in my business, you know, that's probably the most important part of all, because you've got to start off the right way or you're never going to finish off the right way. The saddle, and I can recognise that.
Yeah.
Now, what do we have to learn about that? Where is there any specific place that has to go,
Yes,
Carol?
you have to put it just behind the withers, which is this
The
little
withers,
here.
that's that sort
Yes.
of bony area there.
Yeah, because otherwise it'll press on them.
Right,
Push the girth over. This is the girth.
right. The girth goes
Okay.
through.
Stand still. That's a good
Come
girl.
on now, go. Come on now. Oh, she's impatient. Wants to go. Right, so the bridle, what do we do here? What have we got to look for?
Well, the bit's most important. It mustn't be too far down in the mouth.
What happens if it's too low in the mouth, Carol?
Well, you don't get any control over your pony.
And what about if it goes too high?
Oh, it hurts the pony's mouth when you ask them to stop or anything.
What about the feet or the hooves? Because in my business, you've got to be sure that you've got rubber on the road. You know, if you don't have rubber on the road, you're going to have no adhesion. How often should they be checked?
We should check them all the time. But
Every
they
time
should
you go out?
be shod about every 6 weeks.
Good.
2 months. And they mustn't be worn or anything.
I see. Or loose. Yeah. Okay.
I'm all ready to go now. I'll just get a hat.
Okay. Hat for me too, huh?
Yes.
There we are. Here's Chico. Chico looks awful big.
He's about 16.2 actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's a big horse. Right, this is my helmet. Now let's see. First of all, I've got to unclip this because I like the idea of having a band underneath. Tell me, where should I have a sort of Sterling Moss lean back attitude?
No,
Or how
turn
should
it forward.
forward?
Yeah.
How far forward?
But so you just see the peak when you look up.
My gosh, I feel like a guardsman. Good. Okay, now I take the reins.
Yes.
And I put that over there. I've seen that in a film before, and I keep this fairly
Still.
tight. Do I to keep
Yes.
right? And then I turn this away.
Yeah.
By Jove, I'm getting stiff and old in my old age. And I grab the saddle. There we are.
That's right.
My gosh, I am
Still.
high. Thank you. See
Bye.
you later. There we are. Behaving very nicely, you are, Chico. Well, it's been all nice and peaceful out in the country. Now we've got to come to these dreadful cars of mine again. And what are we going to do here? We're going to turn right here, aren't we?
Yes.
So-
First of all, you stop. But
We
when you
stop.
get to the end, leave the road clear.
And now, if we've got to stop, we go, what do we look? Right, left, right again, and then we go straight across,
Yeah.
right, all the way across.
And then turn here.
Come on now, Chico, and turn left inside, Carol, that's it. Very good.
We go straight across so we don't have cars on both sides of you.
Right, unlike a car, so
Yeah.
therefore you're going straight across the junction and then turning right.
Yes, in the right angle.
And that saves a lot of confusion, and of course the cars will see us more easily too, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're on the outside, why is that?
Well, when you're riding on the road, you always put the quiet horse on the outside.
And the more experienced rider?
Yes.
I think Chico's been very well behaved.
Yeah.
To have a novice like me on his back. Horses, I
Hold
suppose.
on.
Hey, come on, Chico, you're going to go yank a little bite there. There we are. Well, I must say, I think you've been a very good teacher. I'll have to remember all those points, but I tell you what it has done for me. It's given me a greater awareness as a motorist about all the troubles and all the problems that an equestrian would have on the road. And I don't think there's too many motorists who fully appreciate that. Now, in fact, here we have horses on the road. Now, remember the 3 S's. We've got to consider speed, and we're slowing down right now. Then we've got to consider space and sound. We're not going to sound our horn or upset them. Getting my speed into the right perspective, slowing down behind the horses. I'm waiting for the car to come. So I've indicated my intention to overtake. Now I'm going to overtake the horses, giving them the space, the speed, and of course no sound to disturb them. Give them a little wave and thank them for their courtesy, because they were all in line nicely and behaving properly. Superintendent, recently statistics were collected by the British Horse Society which said that every day 8 accidents occur on the highway involving horses. What can be done to either educate drivers or our equestrian friends?
Well, there's a number of things can be done. The British Horse Society themselves have put out a ride safety manual which caters for and tells the riders and the parents of young riders what they ought to be doing, and if they comply with this, then that will help. On the other hand, the Highway Code also gives advice with regard to how a driver and a person with an animal should look after themselves whilst on the road. But with all roads, if drivers were more patient, then we'd have fewer accidents of all types.
Most horses are injured on the road by lorries are done by the trailers.
Really?
Once the unit's gone by them, they start jumping about and all this sort of thing. And you're trying to watch them in the near side mirror, and you're trying to watch the road on your offside, and you're well over the right line, trying to get by in the pit channel, and all of a sudden it starts jumping all over the place. And then the horse can jump into you. You don't have to touch the horse. The horse can back into you.
You know, you've got your air brakes, you've got the truck size and bulk, you've then got the
Even the
situation
colours,
that sometimes
Even the colours.
the colours too probably, and also the covers. Sometimes there's a lot more noise associated with your trucks than, for example, a private car. And I think it's a foreboding sight. You see, I don't ride, but the other day I rode a horse with a young girl for her to show me the problems of riding on the road. But suddenly I realised, being on a horse myself, for the first time on a road, my God, it's frightening. I mean, for me, when I rode that horse, and suddenly a vehicle the size of one of your trucks came up, I mean, it felt like the Queen Elizabeth had drawn alongside me. So remember, if you're approaching horses, the 3 important principles, whether you're driving a car or a heavy vehicle: space, speed, and sound.